everyone, it's Annie, and today I have a very exciting announcement for you. I am one of the co-hosts for the GREEKGODATHon in March. This is hosted by Esmay. She's the creator, and there are 13 other lovely, amazing co-hosts, and this is just a really big project, and I am super excited to be a part of it. So it is all about the Greek gods, obviously, and what you do is you pledge to a god. I am Apollo, which I'm very excited about. So if you want to be on my team, definitely pledge Apollo. And each god has their own prompt and their own special powers, and it is all very, very exciting. So I'm going to go through Apollo's prompt and then the prompts for each team. So in this readathon, there are two themes, chaos and control. Apollo is on team control, so that is what I'll be focusing on today, but you can watch Esmay's video, which I'll have linked down below in the description, to get all of the info, and I'll also link the Twitter and Discord account as well, so you can join and get all the information all in one place, and hopefully join the readathon and read along with us in March. So the point of this readathon is that we are fighting the Titans. So two teams, each has 7 gods, and all of the gods have their own cunning ways to fight. So there are 14 gods to choose from. In team control, there is Apollo, me, Athena, Demeter, Dionysus, Hera, Hermes, and Hestia. So the prompts for team control are as follows. For Apollo, the prompt is, let the sun shine. It is to read a book that makes you happy. We tried to keep these prompts really, really general and open-ended so that it can be accessible for everyone. And, it's just to have fun, right? So we're not trying to make it super difficult here. It's just, read a book that makes you happy. For Athena, it is to use your head. Read a book you intended to read in 2022. So that can be from a 5-star predictions video, or just a general 2022 TBR, or a book that you wanted to read in 2021, but now you've moved it to this year because you didn't get to it. So anything like that, or just, a random book that you've been wanting to read, that works too. Demeter, Bountiful Harvest, a book with nature on the cover. This is a really interesting one. I have a couple of ideas for this. I haven't really worked out my TBR yet, but, it can be anything, a mountain, trees, plants, the sea, anything like that. So that is a really nice prompt. Dionysus, Sinful Ecstasy, read a guilty pleasure. I don't know what that would be. I have to think about that. I'll have my TBR out a little bit later in this month, but it definitely is an interesting prompt. And then we have Hera. The prompt is, I am woman, so you have to read a book with a strong female protagonist. Pretty self-explanatory. Hermes' prompt is the flying messenger, to read a short book. We all know I love short books here. I love novellas. There are a ton of great novellas that you can read. I am actually thinking about making a video recommending a bunch of short books, so you might see that coming soon. And then the last for team control is Hestia, a hearth-warming book. So, just a cozy, heartwarming read. Could be a classic, could be, cozy mystery, something like that. Anything like that. So that is for team control. Now, the way that the points work, we are going to be competing the two teams. So you're not competing within the team, you are competing against the other team. So if you're on my team, team control, you will be competing against team chaos to defeat the Titans. So there are 3 different types of points that you can gain. The first is if you fulfill the prompt of your god that you pledge to. So if you pledge Apollo, it would be Apollo. You will receive 10 whole points for just that one book that you read. And then you can receive 5 extra points for each prompt you fulfill for a god on your team. So team control has all those gods that I just listed. So if you pledge Apollo, let's say, you can read Let the Sun Shine, a book that makes you happy, and get 10 points. But then if you read a book with nature on the cover for Demeter's prompt, you can get 5 extra points, and you can do that for all of the gods. So you can, in theory, get 40 points for reading your god and all of the other gods on your team. but you don't have to, we don't have no stress here. And then there is a fun little twist. You can fulfill a prompt from a god in the opposing team, and you will receive 3 points for this. So that's just like an incentive to read the god's prompt that you pledged first, because you get the most points out of that, and then to support your team by reading those prompts first before you move on, if you have time, to the other team. So let me just go through the other team's prompts really, really quickly, since those are options to read for. Team Chaos has Zeus, which is lightning quick, and it is to read a cover by book. Poseidon, Endless Ocean, read a book with water elements. Hephaestus, Forge Ahead, read a sequel. Ooh, that's a good prompt. Hades, Dead as a Doornail, read a book with the undead. This is such a great prompt. It can really include anything. You can read the Locked Tomb series. You can read, something with the afterlife, anything. It's a good prompt. Artemis, The Hunt, read a highly anticipated book. Ares, War on Words, read a book with war in it as an aspect of it. So, the lovely war comes to mind, but there are so many books, Aphrodite, True Love, read a romance. Pretty easy. So those are the prompts for Team Chaos. Again, if you are on Team Control, you will get 3 points for reading a Team Chaos prompt. So you can also double up on prompts and you will get the same amount of points. So for example, if you read a book that makes you happy, but it also has a nature element on the cover, then you can get 15 points for just reading one book. So again, it's pretty accessible, pretty easy to get points, and there will be a reading tracker where you can submit the books that you read to help your team win against the Titans. So there is one more aspect of this readathon that I think is a really, really fun little thing that we included, and it is that each god has a special power. So depending on the god that you pledge, you can use one special power only once for one of the books that you choose to read. So if you choose to pledge Apollo, which I really hope you do, please, Apollo's lyre is his little special power. And that means you can change one prompt to a prompt with alliteration. So it might sound a little bit confusing, but hear me out. So Apollo's prompt is to read a book that makes you happy. For example, you can make a prompt with alliteration, like read a beautiful book. B, alliteration. Of course, you can be as creative as you want, and it's basically just gives you the freedom to create your own prompt. So I think that's a really cool special power, and all of the gods have one. I won't be going through all of them here. You can watch the other co-host videos to know about their special powers, and of course visit the Discord to get all of the information in one place. So I really hope you guys will join us for this readathon in March. This is super exciting. I'm very, very happy to be participating as a co-host, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!